Hey friends, Diane here. Sometimes it seems like our current heartbreaking situation with our prodigal children will never end. Sadly, the enemy, this world, and perhaps our stubborn child too, will try to convince us there is simply no hope for change. Yet our God is our hope, and nothing is too difficult for him. Mr. Banks states, "When you're the parent of a prodigal child, you may feel like you have to settle for second best when it comes to the future. But please, never forget, God is the one who holds their future and ours. Everything is subject to change, except for God, who is perfect, and therefore doesn't need to change. But everything else can be moved and shaped and recreated in God's holy hands. What God is hoping and waiting for is for our hearts to be willing to change. Why we can never tie God's hands. He is not sitting in heaven twiddling his holy thumbs because he cannot move until we give him permission to do so, as if. Yet God desires for us to be willing to love him and become like him. Once we are born again, God is thrilled to have us for all eternity. If we choose not to change any further, we are still his, and his heart still smiles upon us because of it. Yet God loves us way too much to leave us in that immature state. He wants us to change, and he most definitely wants our children to change as well. And so God works things together, and sometimes that takes time, lots of it. Not only is God working in our child, but he's working in us as well. Will we believe? Will we trust him no matter what happens or doesn't happen? Will we persevere in praying as he does what only he can do? Move our prodigals to come back home. Time. As I said yesterday, God is more concerned with eternity than this fading world. We must continue to remind ourselves that God is working a much higher and longer plan for our children's lives than just what we see here. At any moment, God can change their trajectory. I will leave you with this quote from our author. "The future he promises isn't limited to a lifespan. Not only can God open doors for our children on this earth, he can also open heaven." We'll continue tomorrow. See you then.